It sounds so corny to say,
Yeah.
go up to people and
Yeah.
say, hi, I'm Cal. Think about it this way. Let's say you have to go up to 50 people to make one friend. 49 of them might be like, hey, this weirdo. And you're going to get flushed in the face.
Yep.
You're going to get the butterflies. Your hand's going to be shaking. You're going to feel like a little fucking bitch.
Yeah.
But then you're going to meet that 50th person.
No.
And that's going to change everything for you. But the fact of the matter is that lost puppy stage in the corner, that fearful stage, that stage where you fucking feel like you want to jump out of your chest because of how scared you are, is necessary if you want to have a good experience in college or in life. It doesn't just apply for just college. It's like you have to get past your fears to get to where the hell you want to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode number 63. I just hit my nose on the microphone. Whatever, we're rolling with it. I'm your host, Cal, along with my other boy, Mr. Jason Scalora. Say what's up, my dude.
What's up, my dude?
So, yes, guys, we are back after, god damn, at least 2 weeks. At least 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 to 3 weeks of, just being in training for our job, and we're finally back. We're back in school now. It's great to be here and be back in this podcast with you.
wonderful.
Yeah, honestly, I
First
really...
day of classes, and it's like,
Yeah.
it's weird because like we're in college now.
Yeah.
We're in college. Like, but it's like everybody our whole lives always
Yeah.
told us like, like you're in elementary school, they're like, wait till you get to high school, they're gonna fuck you. Like you have no idea what you're in for. No one's gonna care if you're late with your homework. Like you're fucked. And like we're like, and like you go to high school, you're like, and then you're like, oh god. And your whole high school career, everyone's like, wait till you get to college. Professors don't give a fuck. You're fucked when you go to college. And then you go to college, like, and then you realize like, okay, I've been more excited. I was way more excited about high school than I was about elementary school. And I'm way more excited about college than I was about high school. It's like, you gotta stop listening to people.
Yeah,
like
no,
their
for real.
perspective is just their fucking perspective.
Yeah. And I think that's also like kind of been passed down from generation to generation,
100%.
and they just kind of like over time they go through the kind of same phase that we go through, and they get more liberation, more liberation, more liberation. And then
100%.
they just like kind of develop the attitude as a parent
Right.
of like what their past parents have, and
Yeah.
they just completely forget about their own
Well, it's like,
experience.
dude, think about the number of kids that you see post on their stories or post anywhere online of like, can't wait to go back to high school versus can't wait to move back to college.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to move back to college.
Exactly.
Nobody wants to go back to high
like
school.
people go off for summer break. They're like,
Right.
it's cool for a couple weeks.
Right,
But then
right,
they're like, oh, bro, I want to be back at school, man.
Yeah,
It's dope.
dude.
It's dope.
Yeah, dude.
Can't lie.
Yeah,
It's-
and that's like if you're a high school student, especially,
Yeah.
you really need to like stop listening to those people that are telling you, you better wait for college. They're gonna kick your fucking ass. Like,
Yeah.
no, you're gonna fucking love your life so
Yeah.
long as you go in there with the open mindset.
Yeah,
you're gonna have
for sure.
a great
And like
fucking time.
college isn't for everyone. College definitely
true.
is not. Because like people just don't vibe with school. People just don't vibe with. It is a subjective thing. But I mean, if you come in with an open mind, if you come in, just being willing to make friends, being willing to put yourself out there, being willing to like dedicate yourself to classes and really just I guess be a part of like whatever campus you're going on to and be a
Right.
part of the community. You get
Yeah.
in what you put, or you get out what you put in,
Right.
and you'll have a great
Yeah,
experience.
and again, this is a huge message, especially to high school seniors if
Yeah.
you're going into college.
Yeah.
And when this episode's posted, it's gonna be your first couple weeks of college, maybe if you're a freshman or whatever. But if you're a high school student or a college student, first year, whatever, get involved in shit. It
Yeah.
sounds so corny, and I know a million people have told them, like, get involved, do a club, be a part of this, be a part of that, go out, do this, go to RA events. Like, it sounds so corny, and so you kind of have this mental block of like, that's weird, that's corny shit. Like, only the nerds are gonna go to that. It's like, no. You will make the most amount of friends doing that stuff.
Yep.
I have never made more friends in my entire life than when I joined club soccer and became a resident assistant. I've never made more friends in my entire life. And people have no idea. It's like, you look at that like it's corny. Like, I joined a club and then I got involved in campus life. It's
dope,
like,
though.
it sounds so corny.
Yeah.
Once you make those friends and once you start doing those kinds of things, then you realize like, oh my God, you would never, I can't even imagine my life without being an RA.
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
imagine, like none of this would have happened. I wouldn't live on campus. I wouldn't have this room. I wouldn't have met you. Like all these crazy things. It's like, it opened up so many doors just because I was willing to be like, hey, I'm scared. I'm like, because you are scared, like going out, putting yourself out there, but just doing it anyways was the best thing I've ever done.
And I think too, mentally, people will a lot of times like when they're coming into college, and I know I was like this too. They'll mentally be like, "Oh, I'm just," and this is like they get in that flight or fight response, right? And they're just like, there's a big event going outside, maybe outside their dorm or like on campus, right? And they're just like, I'm not gonna go out there. Like, I'll just be way more safe here in my dorm.
Yeah.
And it's like you play this mental game with yourself, and you trap yourself into this kind of illusion that like if you stay in your room, you'll be all right, you'll be safe, you'll be in your comfort zone. But then like the actual truth of the matter is like exactly like you pointed out, like if you go to those events, if you go to get involved on campus, you'll actually experience so much more in the long long term, as compared to staying in your room
Right.
and in your comfort zone in the
Right.
short term.
Look at the people that complain about being at college and look at the people that don't. And I guarantee you, one of the biggest things that you'll notice is correlated with each group is one group doesn't get involved in campus and one group does.
Yeah.
Regardless of what campus you're at, we're at Central.
Yeah.
It's a very unenthusiastic group of people.
Yeah, absolutely.
People don't have a lick of school
Yeah.
spirit.
Yeah.
Like, what is it? 90% of our kids are commuters, whatever.
yeah,
but
yeah.
like, getting involved in campus, even if there's just a group of 20 kids, whether it's RAs or IRC or whatever it is,
Yeah, yeah.
getting involved is what's going to make you have an amazing experience. An
definitely.
amazing experience.
Yeah.
Even if your job is work.
Yeah.
Like, I live on campus, but I'm working 24/7 as an RA, and so are you.
Yeah.
But I love it
Yeah, it's
because I'm
awesome.
involved.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
so
yeah.
that's one of the biggest things that I notice people need to get over. And ultimately, the root of the problem is you need to get over your fear of being judged by somebody, being judged by your roommate,
Yeah.
being judged by a couple friends that you made that aren't going to go to the events, that aren't going to get involved. Getting over that and doing it anyways is what's going to have you have the best quality of life on college that you possibly can.
And I think too, like a lot of people will, especially depending on the person, like if you're willing to get involved in things by yourself, you know, that is phenomenal,
It's
right?
huge.
But a lot of people will get stuck in the trap of, you know, not doing something because their roommate or their group of friends don't want to do it. I remember like there was this event right outside my dorm room, like one of the, like literally the first freshman move-in days, right? And my roommate at the time, you know who you are. I'm not gonna name drop him.
I know
But,
who he is.
yeah, you know who he is. He's like, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go out to this event. And I'm like, oh, you wanna come with me? And he's like, nah, man, I'm just gonna stay here. You know, I'm just gonna stay here. It was like great event outside. I went out by myself, got involved, you know, and I met a bunch of new people, and I had a really good experience. You know, I didn't lead to much, but I still like had that willingness to, you know, not necessarily listen and stay in the comfort zone of my friend, right? Who for some people may need as a security blanket to go towards to go onto like a campus event or whatever, right? They need someone they
100%.
know in order to make them feel comfortable there.
Right, and it's all rooted in insecurity.
Yeah.
Right? It's like a good example that I can give from my personal experience is like when I became an RA last semester, I remember my first time when I first got, it's so weird looking at it now because I know all the people very well.
Yeah.
So it's like looking at it from remembering it from that perspective when I first met this huge group of people that were going to be some of my best friends to date.
Yeah.
Like when I walked into the room full of all of the RAs that I was going to be coworkers with, I remember sitting there like, fuck, like a shy puppy in the corner. I was like, I don't have any friends. This is going to be weird. I'm not going to vibe with them. I'm not going to vibe with them. I don't think I like their humor. And like all these thoughts were running through my head and I was being bombarded. I was like, oh God, I made a mistake. This is going to suck. I'm going to be all on my own. And like, it sucked. And like the reason why I'm saying this is because I just stuck with it for a little bit and then everything changed.
Yeah.
Everything changed.
Exactly.
Like not only was it somewhat changed, it was the exact opposite.
Yeah.
Like I am amazing friends with all these people now. Like so closely knit with a bunch of these people.
But I bet back like when you were first sitting there, I bet you felt it wouldn't be that way.
Dude, if I were to put money on it, I would put all my money on the fact that I would never become friends with these people. And the exact opposite is what happened. But the point is I did it anyways.
Yeah.
I did it anyway. I got involved anyways.
Yeah.
Even though I sat there like a lost puppy in the corner for the first couple days, eventually I was forced to get out of my comfort zone and start working with these people, interacting with these people, becoming friends with these people, going out with these people. And eventually that's when I created the relationships and these experiences that are making my college experience amazing. But it all started with you have to get over that puppy in the corner phase.
Of
So you need to accept that as a part of the process in order for you to get to where you want to go.
Yep. It's like it's biologically rooted in your DNA. It really is.
Right.
And it's like you could give into that or you can know and be aware that that is just something that's going on within you, right? And you don't have to act in alignment with that through your response, right?
100%.
And so it's like you got to be really aware that your mind, like within anything, maybe it's be beginning college or just going into like an uncomfortable environment, right? Your mind is going to play tricks on you. Your mind is going to tell you one thing, but you have to do another, right? And so on that basis, if you can be highly aware of the fact that like, oh shit, bro, I'm so nervous right now. Like I am shitting my pants going to Kaiser's kickoff, right? To meet a whole bunch of new people that I have no idea about. And if you can remind yourself of that fact that, okay, this is going to be hella uncomfortable, right? But as time goes on and as I, get involved, right, and I just meet new people, it will change.
Right. There's actually a clip. I'll send you this too.
Absolutely.
So you
You can throw it up. Yeah.
It's on Gary V's Instagram. Give me 1 sec. Because this was a message that Gary V gave out to a bunch of high school seniors that are going into the freshman year of college.
Yeah.
Of just like, because you and I are talking about it, but this is super tangible. Of like,
gotcha.
You're a senior in high school. You're going into your freshman year of college.
Yep.
It's your first couple days on campus. What do? You don't have a lot of friends. Maybe you have random roommates. Maybe you're so scared and you think, I just want to be chill, you know? Yeah. I don't want to be that weirdo that goes to events and tries to make friends like that. It's like, because it sounds so cliche and corny. But this is the most tangible advice that I found with that.
When you go back to school, like say hello to everybody. It might be tough at a young age. It's tough at an older age. You may not be extroverted. It might feel weird to say hello, but like in your last week, as much cafeteria time, as much like hello, as much as you can like muster up literally hi, I believe in it the most. People are the ROI.
And it's so true. Like it sounds so corny to say, go up to people and say, hi, I'm Cal.
Yeah.
It sounds so corny.
Yeah, literally.
And think about it this way. Let's say you have to go up to 50 people to make one friend. 49 of them might be like, hey, this weirdo.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
You're going to get flushed in the face.
Yep.
You're going to get the butterflies. Your hand's going to be shaking. You're going to feel like a little fucking bitch.
Yeah.
But then you're going to meet that 50th person.
No.
And that's going to change everything for you. But the fact of the matter is that lost puppy stage in the corner, that fearful stage, that stage where you fucking feel like you want to jump out of your chest because of how scared you are, is necessary if you want to have a good experience in college or in life. It doesn't just apply for just college. It's like, it's so corny. Like, you have to get past your fears to get to where the hell you want to go.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And it just reminds me of just like, this is a really funny example. It's just like when I remember in high school, when like, this even happens in college, right? Like when there's a hot chick next to you, right? And you're just like, you're playing it real cool. You know what I mean? And like most times that girl is like acting super authentic, acting like herself, right?
Yeah.
But like in your mind's like, and you're just like meeting them for the first time, right? Or you're not comfortable speaking with them or comfortable being who you are around them.
Right.
Most times, if you're just like, you just strike up a conversation with them, nice, authentic, just be like, hey, my name's Cal. Like, you know, and like it depends on the scenario. Like, it might be at work, it might be like at school, or it might just be whatever. You know, like you gotta do it at the right time and in the right manner. But like they'll be like, hey, what's up, baby? I'm Cal. You know, like but like most times if you just strike up a conversation, people are extremely nice and they're willing to get to know you, you know, and like vice versa.
100%. It's like, dude, if you just go up to people and say, hey, I'm Jason, pleasure to meet you. That's it. Just like that's it. You don't have to start a conversation. You don't have to do anything spectacular.
Yeah.
You just go and start a conversation. Actually, I found this TikTok. This one was fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
This was brilliant.
Yeah.
Of like, if you don't understand, if you're a little like I'm a little sometimes you doesn't seem like it because I'm such a fucking weirdo, but I am sometimes awkward, as everyone is, when it comes to like starting a conversation with somebody and like bringing yourself to the point of like getting it going. And this was amazing.
All right, here's how to actually start conversations with people in one video. Super important if you want to make some friends or have a girlfriend or just meet anybody, okay? The number one principle that you want to abide by when talking to new people and starting conversations with new people is this. It doesn't matter what you say, it matters how you say it. But in my opinion, opening up the conversation with a compliment goes a long way because you're just making people feel really good about themselves and you don't want anything in return, except for their validation and for them to like you. So an easy framework that I use is compliment, topic switch, then you're in the conversation. Here's an example of that. All right, there's some girl walking with a bag. So you go up to her and you're like, hey, cool bag. Now again, the hey, cool bag, the words don't matter, it's the tonality that I used. I was not like, hey, cool bag. It's, hey, cool bag. Basically, it's, hey, I'm gonna compliment you, I don't give a fuck what you say. Right? You can hear the genuineness and the don't give a fuckness in my voice. Hey, cool bag. And they're like, oh, thanks, blah, blah, blah. And you can be like, oh, where'd you get it? Right? And then they say, oh, I got the bag here and here. And then you do the first topic switch, which is like, oh, no, are you from here? Again, the tonality is super important. Are you from here? I really want to know if you're from here. Oh, yeah, I'm from here and here and here and here and here. Share a little bit about yourself. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm from here. And then you can topic switch again. Oh, why are you even in this store right now? What are you buying? Now you've got 3 topic switches. You're balls deep in a conversation. Then you just want to focus on saying things of value. Say something interesting. Oh, nice. Yeah, I just went to that store because like when I went to Mexico when I was like 7 and I ran from a bear, long story. But anyway, so then I learned the game.
I mean, like, he makes it entertaining.
Yeah,
but like,
for
it's
sure,
so
for sure.
like that's so like
that's
I couldn't think of anything personally of like, hey, this is how you start a conversation. Like, give a genuine compliment.
Yeah. Don't
then
be like,
then ask some questions.
you've got such nice eyebrows.
Yeah, dude, think about that.
Yeah, nice eyebrows, man. Yeah.
If you literally go up to somebody and be like, that shirt is fucking dope. Sup? You look like a fucking bitch. If you go up to
dude, really?
yeah, dude, thanks, bro. My name's Cal and I'm ripped.
Hey, dude, nice.
No, but for real, if you go up to someone and be like, "Hey, dude, those shoes are dope." Right? Again, like you said, tonality is so important.
Yeah, for sure.
Because again, like literally, it doesn't matter what the fuck you say.
Yep.
All that matters is like, dude, those shoes are fucking sick.
Yeah.
Oh man, thanks. Oh, I'm Jason. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
It's like it sounds so hard. You're gonna be shaking, but so long as you use that tonality, you'll be fine. Yeah, definitely. You'll be fine.
Yeah, just keep it real casual and like that's like especially when like you're in the gym or you're in
keep going.
Or you're like in the cafeteria or something.
Yeah.
Or just like in a public place like a grocery store where people don't want to be bothered. Like I don't want to be bothered in the gym. I don't want to be bothered in the calf. I don't want to be bothered while I'm grocery shopping, right? I don't want to be bothered by any of these things, right? But if someone is just like and that's like the immediate attitude I have towards other people, right? But if someone's like just makes a nice compliment, like especially like he said, right, it makes you feel so good. It's just like, oh wow, like I really, I mean, of course, like ideally you want it to be genuine, but if not, no worries. You know, it's like it's not that big of a deal. But if someone like makes that genuine comment, sure, it might be a little white lie, but like, I mean, if you're just trying to get to know someone, right, or just trying to like make some friends, you know, just have some familiar faces around you, I think that's a great way to get past that barrier of like, I don't want to be bothered by other people, right? And because like it's a real casual thing, it's not that serious, you know. They don't really think when you ask that type of comment that it's going to be that long of a conversation. And as you like ask that comment, people will actually be, at least I believe, will be more willing to have like a longer conversation with you and won't have that expectation of like, oh, when is this going to be over? You know, like, I'm just trying to get back to what I'm doing. You know, what I mean?
When you seem genuinely interested in somebody. People don't love anything more than talking about themselves.
Yeah.
They're gonna love it.
Yeah,
they're gonna fucking love it. You go up to somebody and say, "Dude, those pants are dope as fuck. Where'd you get them?" Oh yeah. And you're talking to someone, and it just the basis of the conversation is service, compliments, love.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna want to talk to you. Everybody is. Yeah. If you pay attention and listen to the people, like those kind of people that everybody loves. Joe Yacovelli. Shout out to Joe.
Yeah. Joe's
the perfect example of that. If you pay attention in our conscious when he's speaking, he compliments everybody always. Yeah. Always.
Yeah.
All the time. Yeah. And it's genuine and it feels like it's coming from a good place because it is. Yeah. And it's specific. Yeah. He's not like, oh, you look good today. It's like he says stuff in a way where it's like you know that he cares about you and that he's giving you a genuine compliment. Yeah. And he does that. Maybe it's because he has some issues. Maybe it's because he actually wants you to feel loved. I don't know. I'm not Joe. All I know is that that's what makes everybody love him because he is always telling other people how good they are in their own unique, specific ways. And it's coming from a place of, I love you. Like, and that's reality.
Yeah. And I think especially when you develop like, just like kind of transitioning to more so not just like getting to know someone, right? Like getting over that initial hump, but like just making comments towards people and like out like when you go out of your way to make a comment, right? Like so let's just say like we're just friends, whatever. We're past that like initial barrier of just like getting to know someone, right? And you make that type of comment like Joe does, right? It's really nice to hear stuff like that. And of course, I understand. I'm a person that likes to hear other people's comments, right? And like, of course, like that feels good, you know, because it makes me, that's like validation, right? But I don't need any validation except from myself, you know, and that's something I'm trying to work on, right? But it is nice to hear, right? What other people say. When you are in a type of relationship, like whether it be a friendship, just someone you know, it could be like an acquaintance, right? Just pointing out something like, hey, Cal, that was a really nice video edit. Or, hey, Jason, that video on your TikTok really helped me, you know? It's just simple comments like that come from a good place. And if you can habitually get into the habit of making comments like that, you're going to spread so much positivity and you're going to be that one candle that lights 1,000 flames, as cheesy as that sounds.
Dude, but it's so true. Think about it this way. Imagine if every single time you saw somebody, they tased you. Maybe a little shock, you know? Every single time they see you, tase. Every single time you see that person, you're going to feel shitty because that's the fucker that tases you all the time. Right? But imagine if every time you see somebody, they compliment you. And it's genuine. And it's from a loving place. Become that person. Right? If you don't find yourself in a position where people want to spend time with you and talk to you and you're not getting invited out, be the type of person that gives genuine compliments to people consistently. Because through those repetitions, people are going to love to be around you. Granted, it's not a black and white answer.
Of course.
There's a lot of people that are just like, hey, maybe they're really positive, but they're just immature or whatever.
Yeah,
but it's like, if you can start complimenting people genuinely, in the right tone of voice, specifically, and coming from a good place, people are gonna love talking to you.
Yeah.
People are gonna love spending time with you. You're always gonna be invited. Always.
Yeah.
And I mean, as corny as it sounds, it's so tangible.
Yeah, for real. And I think a big thing too, and something that I'm like kind of interested in talking about is like when we make those kind of like if in a hypothetical world where like everyone was making those positive comments, right? Genuine type of comments. I just wonder if it would become normalized and if like it would just become something that people expected, you know? And when someone didn't receive that genuine, because I think that's where people fall short, because they're like, they expect these type of comments from other people, right? And they don't get them, and then they feel that like disappointment, right? So I think a big thing there is, I think a big thing there is like when someone is, you got to make these type of comments when people really aren't expecting it, right? And you got to make, not necessarily out of the blue, but like maybe just you're having a conversation with someone and like whatever topic you're talking about, you just bring that up. You know?
There's the psychological way of explaining that is there's variable reinforcement and constant reinforcement, right? Gotcha. And so if every single time you ring the bell, you give the dog food. Yeah. If you ring the bell once and the dog doesn't get the food, now the dog's expectations are let down. Yeah. But if you ring the bell 100 times and give the dog food 30, 40, 50 times, the dog's level of excitement is going to be far higher to the bell than it would be if it was every single time. And that's the thing that's different about variable. They teach us in schools all the time, especially with younger kids, of, you know, I wish I had better citations for the studies, but variable reward is far stronger than consistent reward. Okay. Because if you, like the example here is, if you compliment somebody randomly, not every time you see them, not every second time you see them, but just whenever, maybe they see you 5 times and you do it once this day, and then maybe every single time the next day, and then maybe you don't compliment them all the next day. It's not that they're consciously even going to be thinking about that, but if you do it variably, that's what's going to people to like you even more, because that's what creates more of a psychological attraction to something, because it's far more addicting for the variable reward. Think about gambling. Variable rewards. If you knew every single time you would get some certain reward, it wouldn't be nearly as addicting. Essentially, long story short, variable rewards are far more addicting in any aspect of life. So if you know consistently you're going to get something, every time the bell rings, you get the food, versus you don't know when you're going to get the food, but you know that the bell's going to ring and then you're going to get it, but you don't know when. That's far more addicting, far more encapsulating. So when you go to compliment people and you go to make relationships because you want to make more friends, etc., give them compliments variably, right? And it sounds kind of like a manipulation. But
it's strategic.
But if it's coming from a good place, it's okay. There's no loss here. People feel good because you're complimenting them. And as a result of that, you also make more friends and build stronger relationships. So it's like, don't think about it in a manipulation way. And if it does feel like a manipulation way, don't say it, because it won't even land anyways. Like if Joe wanted to be a super liked person, every time he saw you, he gave you a compliment, or he tried to do the variable reward because he just wants to be liked by everybody, it's going to feel very different. You know what I'm saying?
I can just so imagine that. Just like, going into such like, art, time to give a compliment.
And he crosses off, he's like, okay, I did this time.
We're making progress.
But you get what I'm saying.
So funny, man.
But variable rewards.
And that just reminds me of such a dumb example. So pretty much on Black Ops 2, right? Like back in the day, right? When I was trick shotting on Black Ops 2, right?
I love BO2.
Like there's no there was no private servers, right? Like you would have to get into you would have a 6-man, you'd get into a search and destroy lobby and trick shot and try and like get to last and try and trick shot that way. Right. Fast forward maybe like 5-6 years. This is like 3-4 years ago at this point. But after BO2's release, they released an online server, like a modded server, where people could instantly get to last, right? And so they could begin trick shotting right away, right? And so that excitement for trick shotting compared to Black Ops 2, when it was just like you get in a 6-man, you get to last, is way more enjoyable, right? Because you're still enjoying the process of getting to last, right? You're not getting that immediate, I guess you could say, You're not at that stage where you can just begin trick shotting. Before, like on Black Ops 2, you would have to do something before, like you would have to, get to last before you began and you were able to like officially trick shot. Like, yeah, sure, you could trick shot at any time, but like, because people wanted to trick shot, hit last, and get the kill cam, right? So, but people, when they weren't able to have that process and get to last, right, on the online modded server, the excitement for that Black Ops 2 server lasted like a whole 2 weeks, right? Like everyone was like, oh my God, like their dreams came true. And they were like, oh my God, bro, there's a server where we can trick shot and do what we want all the time. And this is like, just like what Schopenhauer points out. He's like, if everyone got what they wanted, we would be in a world full of boredom. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's a perfect example of it.
Oh my God, that's a perfect example.
Yeah, literally, man.
Damn, I didn't even think about it that way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Pretty cool though, right?
That's fucking nuts.
That's what that, like when you were saying that, that's what that made me think of.
Yeah, that's a perfect example because it's variable reward. You
Yeah.
don't know when you're gonna get it, so it's far more addicting. Why do people spin the wheel at casinos a million times?
Yeah.
Because you have no idea when you're gonna hit it.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly, man.
Like, yeah.
Fire, dude.
Wanna wrap that
Fire.
up?
Yes, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that has been episode number 63 of the Conscious Cast. I'm your host, Cal, along with my other boy.
Jason Scalora.
Where can they find you, my man?
right here. Jason Scalora Show.
At Jason Scalora.
At Jason Scalora. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter is depressing. Spotify and YouTube.
Shut the.
YouTube.
All right, yeah, guys. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'm your host, Cal, along with my other boy, Mr. Jason Scalora. Love yourself because I love you.
Stay handsome.
And we're clocking up, people. Peace.
Peace.